Jim, 72, thought his legs were just getting old. Then one night he stood up from his recliner and nearly collapsed. No pain, just legs that didn't respond. It wasn't age. It was the way he'd been sitting every evening. Just 1 hour of sitting without movement can cut leg blood flow by 50%. That means less oxygen, slower muscles, weaker steps. That cozy chair. It's quietly training your legs to fail you. But it doesn't have to be this way. Today you'll learn the 30-second habit Jim used to restore strength. Let's begin before one more evening makes it worse. Have you ever stood up after watching TV and felt your legs hesitate? Not pain, not dizziness. Just a strange moment where your body pauses like it's not quite ready to move. That feeling isn't your imagination, and it's not just getting older. It's something quieter, more invisible, and far more dangerous than most people realize. It happens slowly every single time you sit too long. Picture this: you've been relaxing in your recliner, enjoying a show or flipping through a book. Your body feels calm, comfortable, safe. But deep beneath that stillness, your leg muscles have quietly powered down. Blood flow slows, nerve signals begin to fade, muscle fibers gently disengage. Your body in all its efficiency assumes that no movement means no demand, so it conserves, it cuts back. Like a factory that dims its lights and powers down machinery at night, your muscles start shifting into idle mode. The longer you sit, the more this shutdown takes hold. That's why getting up from a chair feels slower, why stairs seem steeper, why you suddenly feel less sure on uneven ground. And here's the part most seniors never hear. Just 60 minutes of sitting still can reduce blood flow to your legs by nearly 50%. That blood is your delivery system bringing oxygen, energy, and support to the muscles that hold you up. Without it, your legs start working in a kind of fog. Movements feel sluggish. Reaction time slows. You feel unstable even if you're in otherwise good health. At first, it's subtle. You pause longer before rising. You start pushing off the armrest without realizing. You find yourself choosing chairs with higher seats. What you call taking it easy is actually your body forgetting how to stay strong. Because after 60, sitting doesn't act like rest anymore. It acts like rehearsal for decline. The more your legs stay still, the more they forget how to fire, how to balance, how to catch you if you stumble. And when you finally need them to respond, to shift, stabilize, or support, they hesitate. That hesitation is where danger lives. 1 second slower, and a simple movement becomes a misstep. One missed signal, and a wobble becomes a fall. One fall, and the life you know begins to change, sometimes permanently. The truth is, most seniors don't realize what sitting is doing to their strength until they've already lost it. But here's the good news, and it is very good. You can stop this. You can interrupt the spiral. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You don't even need to break a sweat. You just need to send your legs one clear message: you're still needed. Jim, the 72-year-old man you met earlier, learned this lesson the hard way. But what he discovered next helped him rebuild his balance, regain his confidence, and take back control of his legs. And it all started with one tiny habit. In the next part of this video, we'll show you exactly what it was and how you can use it starting today, right from your living room. Your legs don't just get weaker overnight. There's a real reason behind it, one that most people never hear from their doctors, and yet it affects nearly every senior, often without them knowing. It's called sarcopenia, and it begins quietly around age 60. Sarcopenia isn't a disease. It's not something you catch or feel all at once. It's your body's built-in muscle-reducing program quietly trimming away strength year after year. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your body starts assuming you won't need that strength anymore. And unless you send it a different message, it keeps going. By the time you turn 70, you may have already lost up to 30% of your muscle mass, especially in your legs. It doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens through the little things. You push harder with your hands to rise from a chair. You start avoiding stairs without realizing. You move slower across the room even if you're not tired. That's sarcopenia in action. And the less you move, the more it accelerates. Because muscle isn't just lost through aging, it's lost through silence, through disuse, through stillness. Your body pays close attention to what you do and what you stop doing. And when you spend long hours sitting, it gets the message. These muscles aren't needed. So it stops maintaining them. The connection weakens. And eventually they begin to shrink. That's why long periods of sitting, like watching TV, reading, or even relaxing after dinner, can quietly speed up this natural process. And it's also why many seniors suddenly feel like they've slowed down in just a few months. But sarcopenia is only part of the story. The other part is circulation. As we age, our blood vessels become less elastic. They don't expand and contract as easily, which makes it harder for oxygen-rich blood to reach your legs. Add sitting into the mix, and the problem grows. When you sit for long periods, the muscles that normally help move blood back to your heart stop contracting. Blood begins to pool in your legs. You might see it as swelling in your ankles. You might feel it as heaviness or numbness, but deep inside your muscles are being deprived of what they need most: oxygen. Without oxygen, muscles don't just get tired, they get weaker. Nerve signals slow. Balance suffers. Even a simple motion like rising from a chair or turning to grab something off the counter can become unsteady. Research shows that just 1 hour of uninterrupted sitting can reduce blood flow to the legs by up to 50%. And that reduced circulation doesn't bounce back instantly, it can take hours to normalize again. Meanwhile, your muscles are sitting in a low oxygen environment, growing weaker every minute they're inactive. The real problem. These two issues, sarcopenia and poor circulation, feed off each other. Weaker muscles reduce movement. Less movement reduces circulation. Reduced circulation further weakens the muscles. It's a loop. And unless you interrupt it, that loop continues quietly in the background of your daily life, chipping away at your strength and stability without you realizing. But here's the hope: just like stillness sends your body the message this muscle isn't needed, movement, even small, gentle movement, tells it the opposite. I'm still here. I still need strength. I still want to move. That signal alone can slow the spiral. It can even begin to reverse it. Because your body listens. And it responds faster than most people think. That's what Jim discovered. After nearly falling in his own living room, he learned a way to interrupt that cycle without changing his life, without working out, and without ever leaving his favorite chair. In the next part of this video, we'll show you exactly what he did, and how it helped him stand up stronger, move with more confidence, and reclaim the strength he thought he had lost for good. What if something as simple as how long you sit today could determine whether you fall next month? It sounds dramatic, but the connection between daily sitting habits and fall risk is stronger than most people realize. 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year. That's 25%, a quarter of all seniors. And these aren't just small stumbles or scraped knees. Many of these falls lead to fractures, hospital stays, loss of independence, and in too many cases, life-altering consequences. But what most doctors don't emphasize enough is how directly sitting plays into that danger. Sitting for long stretches doesn't just make your legs feel stiff, it affects your strength, your balance, and your ability to react when something unexpected happens. And those moments, the ones that happen when you stand up too quickly, turn too fast, or try to reach for something just out of reach, are when most falls occur. Let's look at why. When you've been sitting for hours, your leg muscles aren't just rested, they're underused. The longer they're inactive, the more they forget how to respond quickly. This is especially true for the fast-twitch muscle fibers. Those are the ones your body relies on to catch you if you slip or suddenly lose your balance. And they're the first to weaken with age and inactivity. That means even if you're alert, even if your vision and hearing are fine, your legs might not be ready when you need them most. It's not about effort, it's about reaction time. And if your legs hesitate for even half a second, that can be the difference between staying upright or hitting the ground. Studies show that seniors who sit more than 6 hours per day have up to a 30% higher risk of falling. But here's something even more eye-opening. Research also shows that leg strength is a better predictor of fall risk than vision medications or even age itself. That's right. Strong thighs and calves protect you more than most other factors. Because when your legs are strong, they react faster. They support your weight with less effort. They adjust more quickly to sudden movements or uneven ground. And they give you the confidence to move freely without fear. But when your legs are weak, especially from hours of daily sitting, every movement becomes a risk. Getting out of bed, standing from a chair, stepping out of the car, walking down the driveway. These aren't dramatic actions, but they're the exact moments when so many falls happen. You might have noticed some early signs: holding onto furniture as you walk across the room, pausing before climbing stairs, feeling a slight wobble when turning too quickly. These little signals are often dismissed as nothing, but they are your body's quiet warnings. Warnings that your leg muscles aren't keeping up. Warnings that sitting has slowly begun to chip away at your strength and balance. But here's the part that matters most. Your fall risk is not fixed. Even after years of sedentary habits, your body is capable of change. You can strengthen those muscles again. You can restore faster reflexes. You can rebuild confidence. And you can do it without anything extreme. That's exactly what Jim discovered. After nearly falling one evening, he found a way to reverse the decline, not with weights or workouts, but with a tiny shift in what he did between episodes of his favorite TV show. It only took 30 seconds and it changed everything. In the next part, we'll show you the simple routine Jim followed and how you can use it too. Because your balance, your freedom, and your safety may depend on one small choice you make today. Jim never thought something as ordinary as sitting could change his life. At 72, he was still sharp, still independent, and still enjoyed his favorite crime dramas every evening. But over time, he began noticing small shifts. His legs felt shakier when he stood. He hesitated before walking across the room. He turned down dinner invitations, not because he didn't want to go, but because he didn't trust his legs to support him in a crowded space. At first, he told himself it was normal. "Just getting older," he said. But one night, after a long movie marathon, he stood up and nearly fell. He caught himself just in time, one hand grabbing the coffee table. His heart pounded, not just from the scare, but from the realization something wasn't right. That moment pushed Jim to look for answers. His doctor explained how prolonged sitting weakens leg muscles, slows circulation, and reduces the body's ability to respond quickly when balance is threatened. But the most surprising part wasn't the problem, it was the solution. It didn't involve lifting weights, joining a gym, or changing his entire lifestyle. It was something far simpler, something he could do right there in his living room without interrupting his favorite shows. The solution was this: every 30 minutes stand up and move for just 30 seconds. That's it, 30 seconds. A small window of motion to remind his body, we still need these legs. Jim was skeptical, but he tried it. At first, he set a timer. When it went off, he stood up. Slowly, marched in place, bent his knees gently, or shifted weight from one leg to the other. Sometimes he stood on one foot, holding the arm of the chair for balance. No pressure, no strain. Just small movements enough to reawaken his muscles and restore blood flow. Over time, the habit became natural. He no longer needed the timer. He used commercial breaks, book chapter endings, or even phone calls as cues to stand and move. What surprised him most was how quickly his body responded. Within 2 weeks, he noticed more stability, less wobble, fewer off days. And within a month, he felt stronger physically and emotionally. The secret wasn't intensity. It was consistency. His legs weren't being asked to perform. They were simply being reminded that they mattered. This approach worked because it reversed the message sitting had been sending. Instead of, "You're not needed," each small movement said, "We're still in this." And that was enough to stop the spiral. Jim's 30-second habit became his anchor. It gave him back something far greater than muscle. It gave him confidence. He no longer feared standing up. He didn't brace for imbalance. He walked into his kitchen with steadier steps, greeted neighbors with ease, and even returned to the farmer's market he once avoided. And all of it started with the smallest change, a few seconds of movement repeated with intention. If you've ever felt unsure when rising from a chair or noticed your legs don't feel quite as dependable as they used to, Jim's story isn't just inspiration. It's instruction. In the next part of this video, we'll walk you through his exact habit step by step so you can begin using it in your own life starting today. You don't need new routines. You just need one new rhythm, a small movement every 30 minutes. A habit so gentle it fits into your day without disruption, and so powerful it may change how you stand, walk, and live in the weeks ahead. You don't need a big plan to start rebuilding strength in your legs. You just need a small rhythm, one that fits easily into your day and speaks directly to the parts of your body that have been waiting for your attention. That's the beauty of the 30-second habit Jim discovered. It doesn't ask for more time. It simply asks you to use the moments you already have. And once you understand how easy it is to work into your daily life, it becomes less of a task and more of a quiet, steady ritual. So how do you begin? Start with this: every 30 to 45 minutes, stand up. That's your first move. Just stand. Give your legs the job of holding you again. Then take a few seconds to move, nothing intense. March in place. Shift your weight from side to side. Do a slow knee bend or stretch your calves. If you're near a countertop or chair, try standing on one foot for 5 seconds, then switch. These tiny actions are more powerful than they seem. They restore blood flow, reactivate muscle fibers, and tell your nervous system we're still in use. That's what matters. And you don't have to set a timer forever. In fact, you probably already have natural cues in your day you can build around. Commercial breaks, phone calls, finishing a chapter in your book, brushing your teeth, even waiting for your coffee to brew. Let those small transitions become your anchor points, moments to gently check in with your body. Jim began with a timer on his watch, but within 2 weeks the habit became part of how he lived. It no longer interrupted his routine. It became his routine. You might wonder, is it really enough? Just 30 seconds. The answer is yes, because consistency is what builds momentum. It's not about how much you do. It's about how often you remind your legs that they matter. And the best part, you'll likely feel the difference faster than you think. Some people notice improved balance in just a week. Others feel less stiffness in their knees, less swelling in their feet, or more confidence stepping off a curb. It's subtle at first, but over time it becomes undeniable. If you like, you can personalize it. Maybe you enjoy gentle stretching in the morning. Combine that with your first stand and move moment. If you make lunch at home, use the weight for the microwave to do a few heel raises. Before bed, try a few calming moves near the bed frame. There's no wrong time. There's only the quiet message your body receives each time you choose to move. We're still strong. We're still here. Remember, this isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about staying connected to who you are. A person who values their freedom, who wants to walk without hesitation, who wants to stand up and feel steady. That version of you is still here, and every small decision you make helps bring it forward. So today, choose just one moment. Stand, shift, move. Then do it again later, and again tomorrow. Let the habit build not through pressure but through kindness, because your legs don't need punishment. They need partnership, and they're ready right now to respond. In just a moment, we'll walk you through the full routine step by step so you can begin practicing it with us. No pressure, no performance, just presence, just strength. Just one small change that could carry you more confidently into the weeks and years ahead.